Welcome and thanks for joining us on today's Around the World Armchair Adventures, where we bring to you a series of travel information sessions. Sit back and enjoy for the next 30 minutes or so discovering the world of Wendy Wu Tours. Hi, I'm Angelina from Wendy Wu Tours, and here at Wendy Wu Tours, we have been inspiring travellers to Asia and beyond for over 25 years, and we are known as Australia's leading Asia touring specialists, offering group tours, private tours, tailor-made holidays, short stays, and stopovers. We offer unrivaled knowledge and expertise through our comprehensive range of escorted group tours with excellent value inclusions. We also have expert national escorts and local guides and provide an exciting range of journeys to must-see destinations. Our philosophy at Wendy Wu Tours, since Wendy first started touring in 1994, is to provide popular and comfortable tour packages with exceptional value throughout Asia and South and Central America. Offering the best value and range of inclusions, on a Wendy Wu tour, you'll be astounded by the most impressive sights and natural wonders and experience cultural traditions led by our expert guides. Our guides will provide you with the opportunity to see firsthand how the local people live, from the big cities to the remote countryside. It is our aspiration that everybody traveling to Asia and beyond comes home enthused and inspired, having had the chance to really get to know the countries that we are so passionate about. Here we have our current Asia and Latin America brochure collection with tours right through to departure dates in 2021. It is simply our best collection with over 100 different itineraries to choose from. You will be spoilt for choice. Here you will find our complete range of touring options, including our tailor-made and short stay and stopover options. So to download your copy, simply go onto our website at wendywotours.com.au, or for a copy of a brochure, please contact your preferred travel agent. Now sit back and enjoy today's featured destinations of South Korea and Taiwan, which can be found in our Japan brochure. Our first destination featured in today's Armchair Adventure is South Korea. You'll find our group tour itinerary in our Japan brochure, as well as our short stay extensions also. Now, we are going to explore more of South Korea firstly before we move on to Taiwan. And today you'll get to enjoy seeing and learning a lot more about both countries, and also we'll explore the must-see sites, learn about local customs and cultures that you'll experience along the way, all led by our local expert guides who will ensure that you don't miss a thing. So sit back and enjoy as we now discover South Korea. South Korea was an unexplored slice of East Asia for many years, situated on the southern half of the Korean peninsula in between its neighbours of Japan and China. It is well known for occupying one of the world's most heavily militarised borders that it shares with North Korea. However, South Korea is a peaceful country. It is a beautiful country filled with stunning scenery, culture and beautiful people. It is also the best mix of cosmopolitan cities. It also offers mountains, lakes, oceans, historical sites, palaces and delicious food, and is also one of the biggest growing economies in the world. It has a lot to offer as a cultural holiday destination, and Seoul is the biggest capital city with 10 million population. It's bursting with lively streets and a dynamic atmosphere throughout the city. Now, Korea is also home to the famous Korean barbecue, K-pop music scene, and also it's known for its high-tech gadgets and is has the world's fastest internet connection here. Now, it's also the third biggest Asia exporter for mostly tech gadgets, and it has a thriving beauty industry as well. So you'll see lots of modern changes, huge shopping malls, the best shopping throughout, particularly in Seoul, and you'll also then get to see see in these same towns throughout South Korea the Korea of old. So old alleyways and streets, markets that are an intriguing maze where vendors sell everything as they would have done hundreds of years ago. So more than ever, South Korea is one that you should, now look at to offer as a holiday, complementing either Japan as an extension or from China if you wanted to experience the stunning seasons throughout South Korea. It has 4 distinct seasons, and it also has a land size that is made up of over 50% of forest. So lots of mountains, natural scenery. It has over 2,000 kilometers of coastline and is also surrounded by thousands of small uninhabited islands. Plus it's also great for winter sports. So high up in the mountainous areas known as the Northern Korean Alps, you can find ski resorts up there. So particularly in January and February, there's great snow in South Korea as an alternative option, if you like, to Japan. And similarly to its neighbor Japan, it does celebrate its cherry blossom season in March and April. So they have a dedicated festival to celebrate the annual biggest spring festival, and also they have over 340,000 cherry trees, so there's lots of spectacular blooms throughout. Particularly as well at that time of year, the canola flowers are blossoming as well, so it's a beautiful time of year to go. It is the most popular time of year to travel in spring as well as autumn. Now this is great if you wanted to travel. It's easy to fly to. We fly with either Qantas Airlines, Cathay Pacific and or Singapore Airlines. It's a short flying time of only around 11 hours direct from Australia. You don't need a visa to travel to South Korea for Australian passport holders, which is great, and the destination is only an hour behind Australian time, so definitely a great destination to add as a extension on to either tours throughout China or Japan or anywhere through Asia, or it is a destination that holds its own unto itself. So here's some reasons why you should visit South Korea. Now I've put down a few, and the ones I'll just point out mostly are the food culture. So South Korea is known for its amazing food culture. So the Korean barbecue with its barbecue grill in the middle of the table where you can cook your marinated meats. Kimchi is the famous dish. So the fermented spicy cabbage or vegetables is served with every meal. You will see UNESCO sites, historic castles and temples, also the DMZ zone, which you get a glimpse of the north on our scenic South Korea tour. Of course, it's known for shopping, so amazing shopping malls, shopping centers. You can buy anything, brand labels, you name it, famous makeup brands, it's all here. Its airport is second to none. It's actually ranked the 3rd best airport in the world. It has its own golf course, an ice skating rink, also a casino, and not to mention the many shops and restaurants throughout. It is absolutely a destination unto itself. And also the subway. It's a fantastic way to get around. It's clean and it's efficient, and you can see the many seasons as you travel throughout South Korea and celebrate the festivals as well. So home to the famous Cherry Blossom Festival in March and April, as I said, and also the Busan Fireworks Festival in October, and the Jeju Fire Festival, which is held for 3 days in March, just to name a few of the famous festivals that the experiences you can have whilst traveling through South Korea. Now, we brought out our first ever fully escorted group tour to South Korea this year. So this is a classic fully inclusive group tour. It's a 14-day tour, scenic South Korea, that offers the very best of the whole length and breadth of South Korea. So you will get to see the historical sites, the soaring city skyscrapers, right through to the century-old temples. So it's a tour that has something for everybody. Now, your 14-day tour is a fully inclusive tour that that has the great value inclusions that you know Wendy Woo for. So return international economy flights are included with the tour package price, as well as all accommodation based on 3.5 to 4-star rated hotels. All meals, breakfast, lunch and dinner are included, and sightseeing and entrance fees led by our expert national escort on this tour as well. So this tour includes many highlights from, as I said, the bustling cities right through to the stunning countryside, and also the UNESCO heritage listed national forests, and also offers you the chance to explore Seoul, the picturesque port city of Busan. We also visit Mount Serak National Park and the town of Gyeongju, where we see the museum here, and also we get to do some tea tasting here, which is another highlight. And this tour offers our opportunity to visit the DMZ zone. So here, this is where you'll see the buffer zone between North and South Korea, and get to learn more about this part of the Korean history. Now, this tour is a fantastic tour that we have selected departures throughout the year, and we also offer a short stay and extensions, which we'll explore next. Now here we have our independent short stays and extensions throughout South Korea. Now these are completely flexible, and they offer you the opportunity to travel all year round, and you can add them on as extensions, or you can have them as standalone short stay options as well. So the benefit of the tailor-made holidays is you can travel when you want to go, you can travel all year round and have complete flexibility. You can travel at any age, so it's perfect for families, particularly younger families, as our group tours minimum age is 12 years old for children. So it does give you that complete flexibility of when you'd like to go, with who you'd like to go, choose your level of inclusions, and also if you want more independent travel, or you'd like to include local guides in each city as well. We can cater and design your own itinerary with our very own travel experts. So for more information on our tailor-made short stays or extensions, you can refer to our website or our brochures, and we will help you plan your next holiday to South Korea. Seoul was the capital of Korea from 1394 until the formal division of the country in 1948. However, its history stretches back over 2,000 years. The name itself means capital and is the capital of South Korea today. It is a dynamic 24-hour city set amongst skyscrapers. It has a fantastic nightlife with an exceptional amount of culture and tradition. Seoul is a dynamic metropolis where modern skyscrapers meet shopping malls, through to its famous K-pop music culture, and you'll also see ancient Buddhist temples, palaces, and the street markets. Most famous is the Insadong Antique Alley, where here over 700 meters of streets that stretch across, and here you have the opportunity to experience Korea's traditional culture and arts. So these stores have specialized in a wide variety of Korean goods, including traditional clothing, traditional paper, and also teas, pottery, and folk crafts, just to name a few, as well as seeing the amazing Seoul Tower, which was built in 1969 and is a communication and observation tower. Now it's at 236 meters. It marks the second highest point in Seoul. Here in the newly appointed capital city of Seoul is Gyeongbokgung Palace, built in 1395. Here is the main royal palace of the Joseon dynasty and has over 7,700 rooms that have been all restored. The palace sits on over 40 hectares, and it is the largest and greatest of Seoul's 5 palaces. Now, it burnt down during the Japanese invasion in the 15th century and was later reconstructed. Today, the palace grounds are filled with lotus ponds, gardens, and ornate statues. Here you will also see the famous Royal Guard changing ceremony, and you'll get to explore the many halls and pavilions, including the National Folk Museum, which is located on the grounds of the palace. Here in the museum, it displays the history of the traditional life of the Korean people. Here in Damyang, just outside of Seoul, is where you'll discover the true beauty of the nature and the private gardens in this area. Now, the private gardens here were built in the 16th century in a traditional style that features essential elements to bring harmony, such as flowing water, towering trees, and also unique grasses to the region. However, here you can also wander through the bamboo forest, also known as Zhongnaguan, which opened in 2003. So this bamboo grove offers 8 trails, all with their own different themes, and you wouldn't ever consider to see a bamboo grove in South Korea, but here you have it. And there's also lots of beautifully styled gardens throughout South Korea to explore. A city of cultural and historical relics, Gyeongju is called the Museum Without Walls. The capital of the Silla Kingdom for over 1,000 years, this city is home to a staggering number of tombs, temples, statues, and ruins. We begin at the National Museum before visiting Tumuli Park, a collection of royal tombs, and also the Anapaji Pond, which is absolutely beautiful. So then we head out of the city to the magnificent UNESCO World Heritage Bulguksa Temple, which is considered the pinnacle of Silla Kingdom architecture and is also encompasses 7 national treasures of South Korea. This temple is the #1 historic and scenic site listed by the South Korean government. In Sokcho, we visit Naksansa Temple that boasts a 1,300-year history. Here you will see the 15-meter high Buddha statue standing on the hill gazing out over the East Sea. Now here at the temple, it is a Korean Buddhist temple complex that stands on the slopes of the Naksan Mountain, home to the brass bell drum tower. It was founded in 671 by a Buddhist monk after he returned from studying abroad during the Chinese Tang dynasty. It was rebuilt several times after being damaged over the years, and the current building was erected in 1953. Now it is located on Mountain Ubong and is one of the 3 famous mountains in Korea. Here in Sarak National Park, it is considered one of Korea's most beautiful mountains with its granite peaks, lush green valleys, and dense forests. It is truly stunning and where you'll see nature at its best in Korea. So we take an 1,100-meter long cable car that connects from the park entrance to the Gwanggongseong Fortress. And here you will enjoy some time hiking through the flat terrain along the valley. So for this national park, you'll see in the wintertime it's snowy peak mountains. Now this is the 3rd highest mountain in South Korea, and the national park and surrounding area is one of the most beautiful and iconic parts in the entire Korean peninsula and is a UNESCO Biosphere Protection Site. Now for the finest tea in South Korea, here in Boseong, it's considered the best place in Korea to grow tea with the right climate. Now you can visit the green tea plantation here and learn more about its production, its cultivation, and also enjoy a tea tasting. Now tea is not native to this country as it was originally introduced by Chinese Buddhist monks. So here in May, you can also see the celebrations of the Green Tea Festival. For more natural scenery, Jeju Island is stunning. This volcanic island is located 130 kilometers off the south coast of mainland Korea. Now, it's also known as the Hawaii of South Korea and is popular with many local honeymooners, and it is very much a popular holiday destination, attracting an average of 26 million people visiting each year. It's on the world's busiest flight path from Incheon Airport. Now here in the island is home to stunning waterfalls, volcanic rock scenery, hiking trails, beautiful beaches, lots of natural flora and fauna, and here on the highest mountain peak of South Korea is Hallam Mountain. Here on Jeju Island is also the botanical gardens, which are home to various native flora and fauna. The national park is Gyeonggyong Waterfall, which is a three-tiered waterfall located in the area, which is the largest of the three waterfalls on the island, with a waterfall drop of 22 meters. Now, also on the island, you'll travel by seating coach, and you'll also see the Sunrise Peak, which is a large volcanic rock cone. You'll also explore the lava caves, the local folk village, and also the Semkumburi crater. Here in Busan, there is home to 3.6 million people, and it's South Korea's second largest city and its largest seaport. The city is known for its beaches, mountains, and temples. Because Busan was not captured during the Korean War, it gives you a glimpse of the Korea before 1950s in a way that no other place does. Now, the city is also steeped in decades of history. So its famous markets here was established in the Korean War in the 1950s and were originally intended to be a place for refugees to set up shop to make a living. However, it soon grew to be a thriving popular market and still is today, where you can find vendors selling both new and old affordable items here. Now, being a port city, you will find the famous Cheolgachi fish markets. So this is the largest fish market in Korea, offering a huge variety of live seafood, and it supplies many restaurants in the city as well. Now, you can also, for the adventure seekers, test your skill on the Skywalk, which is a 15-meter glass bridge set up over the edge of a 35-meter high coastal cliff. So one for the adventure seekers to try out whilst you're here. And also throughout Busan, you can also travel to the many islands as well. And also you can walk along the esplanade of the Hyundai Beach here, which is absolutely beautiful throughout the day and also throughout the stunning evening lights of the night. So here in Busan, you will see the famous tower, which is a symbol that stands high at 69 meters above sea level and at a height of 120 meters. Now, the top of the tower is modeled after the other famous Pulguksa Dabo Tower in Gyeongju. Now, this is just a taste of what you can experience traveling throughout South Korea, its historical sites, its natural wonders, and its stunning culture and diversity throughout the region. So I hope you've enjoyed discovering South Korea, and please stay tuned next for our other destination featured in today's Armchair Adventure of Taiwan. Taiwan is a contrast of both culture and land, where futuristic and traditional customs come together. This year we introduced our first escorted group tour to Taiwan, which explores the ancient and modern sites led by a national escort. Now here, Taiwan, you can discover this hidden gem that is filled with natural beauty. So let's take a look at why you should travel to Taiwan on your next holiday and a few facts about Taiwan, plus we'll explore the sights that you can see along the way. Taiwan is an island in East Asia, located below Japan and beside China. It is a widely underrated hidden gem and often not thought of holiday destination. This country has a controversial historical past, with several cultural influences being Dutch, Japanese, Spanish, and Chinese. It is now part of the Republic of China, originally named Formosa, Beautiful Island, in the 16th century by the Portuguese sailors who also discovered the native Aboriginal tribes on the island. Today, the official capital is Taipei. With over 7.8 million people, it is a global city and tech and industrial center of the country. Kaohsiung is the second populated city. This is a harbor trading town and is also known as industrial hub of the country, as well as a very cosmopolitan city nowadays. Tainan is a former capital, and this is the true cultural heart of the country, and this is where you'll find the traditional city. Now, also Taipei, being the capital city, is the largest metropolitan area. It is highly technically developed. It is easily accessible with 2 airports. It offers extensive transportation systems as well as efficient high-speed railways that connect across the country. Now, flying to Taiwan is quite easy. We fly with Cathay Pacific Airlines via Hong Kong. It's under 10 hours if you're traveling there, and you don't need a visa, which is fantastic for Australian passport holders, unlike China, so it's great for short, quick getaways. And also the guides will help you navigate. So our local expert guides will help you navigate through the language barrier. The country still speaks their official language of Mandarin Chinese, so our guides will be there with you throughout your travels. Now, all the cities are well facilitated and are home to a range of restaurants and shops and entertainment districts, just to name a few. The country is also surrounded by lush forested mountains, sandy beaches towards the south, and also the marble wall gorges, which to name Taraka Gorge is absolutely stunning. You can travel all year round. However, if you wish to avoid the hottest weather, then steer clear of July and August. It gets very humid here at that time of year, and it's also the typhoon wet season. For the avid adventurers, you can take advantage of the hiking trails and bike riding, which is particularly popular throughout the country. You can bike ride through the trails through Baitu, which is located to the north of the country. There's hiking trails throughout the national parks, particularly Taroko and also Yangmingshan National Park, which is home to hot springs and also Taiwan's largest dormant volcano. There's lots of activities and festivals as well throughout the year, the most popular being the Lunar New Year Festival in January or February, the busiest time of year throughout the country. And yeah, it's a fantastic country to travel through, and let's explore more of why you travel to Taiwan. Now, Taiwan may be small in size, but it is large in life and has a lot to offer. The food is one of the main reasons why so many tourists flock to this small island. It is a melting pot of Asian cuisines, with a full Asian range can be found, including Cantonese, Sichuanese, Beijing style, as well as Japanese food, which is considered to be the best outside Tokyo. Its national dishes include beef noodles and also soup dumplings, oyster omelets, and a much acquired taste is the stinky fermented tofu or spicy chili fermented tofu. However, tea is the nation's drink of choice. Wherever you eat, there will be tea, particularly oolong tea, which is the most famous grown here. They also invented the famous bubble tea. Originally, pearl milk tea was invented here in the 80s and is now known to be bubble tea in all different flavors throughout the world. Now, for sweets, you cannot miss the pineapple cakes. They are perfect with a cup of hot oolong tea. With a rich history here, you will find over 15,000 temples dedicated to gods, animals, and folk heroes, with Buddhism and Taoism being the main religions. Now, Taiwan is quickly building a reputation as one of the most exciting places to visit in Asia, and is also home to many hot springs due to its thermal and volcanic nature of the island. So here you will find high-end resorts with hot, cold mud springs, as well as hidden spots throughout the country. Now, during Taiwan's long history throughout the various times, this created a diverse mix of cultures and different local customs and traditions. So here in Taiwan, you'll be able to appreciate the country's multifaceted cultures and heritage sites, including the 5th tallest building in the world, Taipei 101, its amazing shopping districts, and also its efficient MRT, high-speed rail as well. You can literally travel from north to south in under 3 hours. Now this year we offer our first fully escorted classic tour throughout Taiwan. Our new Treasures of Taiwan 15-day tour is a fully inclusive classic tour that offers our great value tour inclusions in the package price, being return international economy flights, all accommodation based on 3.5 to 4-star hotels, all meals, breakfast, lunch and dinner are provided, as well as comprehensive sightseeing led by our expert national guides. Now here on this tour you will get to explore the cities from Taipei and Tainan, where ancient and modern sit side by side. You can lose yourself in the natural beauty of Sun Moon Lake and Taroko National Park. You will discover this diverse island which has so much to offer, and you'll see and experience it for yourself on 15 days, literally from north to south, from the beaches to the cities. You will see and experience the best throughout Taiwan. So let's explore more of what you can see and do and experience in this country. Now we also offer our short stay extensions and tailor-made options throughout Taiwan. So if you're looking to have an independent bespoke package, we can certainly tailor-make that for you. If you're looking for certain special interests like bike riding or hiking holidays, again, we can certainly help tailor that to suit your needs with our tailor-made specialists. So for all your tailor-made holiday needs, you can find them on our website and or contact us for more information. Here in Taipei, it is an interesting blend of Chinese culture with fusions of Japanese, Southeast Asia and American influences. The city is a modern metropolis with temples, colonial lanes, busy shopping streets and contemporary buildings, and is also known for its lively street food scene and many night markets. Here you see in the middle of the city, Taipei 101. Taipei's skyline is crowned by the iconic 509-metre tall bamboo-shaped skyscraper. Below it is also surrounded by a massive shopping mall, food court and also high-end designer shops. To reach the top, the only way up is via the 2 high-speed observatory elevators. Travelling up from the 5th floor to the 89th floor, it only takes 37 seconds. From its opening in 2004 up until 2010, it was classified as the world's tallest building. However, now the Burj Khalifa in Dubai is the tallest at an impressive 828 metres high. At the height of the observatory tower here in Taipei's 101 building, you can observe the stunning surrounding sights of this beautiful city. Here, the National Palace Museum is one of the highlights in Taipei. Now, this museum has a permanent collection of nearly 700,000 pieces of ancient Chinese imperial artifacts and artworks, and it is one of the largest of its type in the world, and the collection covers 8,000 years of China's historical and artistic achievements, including treasures in painting, calligraphy, bronzes, ceramics, jade, and religious objects. We also visit the National Revolutionary Martyrs Shrine, which was built in 1969 to honour the fallen Kuomintang soldiers during wartime. Now, we also see the CKS Memorial Hall, which is the memorial dedicated to the authoritarian leader Chiang Kai-shek, the former president of the Republic of China. Now, nearby is also Longshan Temple, which is one of the largest and oldest temples in Taiwan, and today it's one of the city's top religious sites and is home to a wonderful mix of Taoist, Buddhism and also Confucian faiths. So Taiwan's natural scenery is best seen here at Sun Moon Lake. This is Taiwan's largest lake, and its name was inspired by the beauty of the area. The east side of the lake resembles the sun, while the west side is long and narrow and is shaped like a crescent moon. The lake and its surrounding countryside have been designated as one of the 13 national scenic areas in Taiwan. Here you will see many sights as you travel through the city, and you can even take a leisurely bike ride around the boardwalk of part of the lake. Now, part of the history and culture of Taiwan is the tea. So here we visit an antique Assam tea farm used to produce high quality Assam black tea, which was introduced to the country from India by the Japanese and has been since exported since the Japanese colonial era. Now, in 2003, veteran workers decided to rebuild the historical farm and bring it back to its former glory days. Today, the factory has become an attraction of both history and organic tea lovers. The Black Tea Farm and Vintage Factory offers scenic surrounds and also has a gift shop and restaurant as well. So from here, we can catch the cable car and visit the Formosan Cultural Village. So here we can take a walk and visit through the homes of Taiwan's main indigenous tribes. It is the largest outdoor museum in Taiwan to display the traditional homes and architecture of the Taiwanese indigenous tribes. And it also serves as an amusement park, and you can also try the Taiwan's tallest free fall ride on the island. Here in Tainan, the oldest city in Taiwan, it served as the capital for over 200 years after the Dutch colonialists were defeated. Today it's known for its complex history, rich folk cultures and other living traditions, as well as its centuries-old fortresses and temples. Here, the Confucius Temple, also known as the Scholarly Temple, was built in 1665. It has been renovated several times over the past 300 years, and today the temple preserves ancient Confucian ceremonies which are conducted on a regular basis. So also there's many other cultural sites in the former capital, including the Chikan Tower, which is the 18th century Chinese complex with gardens and intricately carved towers that were erected on the foundations of Fort Provincia, a Dutch outpost dating back to the mid-1600s. Here in Kaohsiung, Taiwan's second largest city, it has reinvented itself from an industrial port to a cultural hub. The city has plenty of night markets, temples, and fantastic restaurants and warehouses by the harbour that are morphing into galleries and theatres. The city's focal point is the Love River. So here, the Dragon and Tiger Pagodas are the twin pagodas located on the southern edge of the Lotus Lake, built in 1976. Connecting to the shore via bridge, it is said to be good luck to enter through the Dragon and exit through the Tiger. The Dragon and Tiger Pagoda is a temple located in the Lotus Lake and is one of the more interesting sights to see in Kaohsiung. Also in Kaohsiung is the famous Fo Guangshan Monastery. So this is an international Chinese Buddhist monastic order based in Taiwan. It was founded in 1967 and is the largest Buddhist monastery in the country. Now here you can walk over acres of land as you discover and stroll through the main shrine, as well as the Buddhist Museum and the Great Buddha Land, where you will find a 36-meter Buddha watching over the garden of many smaller Buddhas. It is massive in its size and beyond impressive. Now, the Buddha Museum, the sensational looking museum, was added to the monastery in 2011 with 8 pagodas, each representing different ideas and precepts leading to the path towards the giant golden Buddha. Now, this is also home to one of the famous tooth relics of Buddha, and one of the many unique highlights as you're traveling throughout Kaohsiung and Taiwan. To see more of the natural scenery through Taiwan is a must. So visiting Kenting National Park, here you can travel to the beach areas where there's resorts. It's also the gateway to the beautiful Kenting National Park, which consists of a range of landscapes of low mountains, rolling hills, cliffs, deserts, and also fringed by beaches, and also its tropical balmy climate of the area. Kenting is home to a diverse range of flora and fauna throughout Kenting National Park, and commonly known as Kenting, it's Taiwan's oldest and southernmost national parks of the main island. The park is rich in scenic mountain and beach views, its coral coast and sandstone caves, and it is also the filming location of Ang Lee's Life of Pi. Here in Japan lies in a canyon in the foothills of the Dowu Mountains. So it is popular for the hot springs in the area, with hundreds of public baths that have been set up since the Japanese rule. Now the area is also rich in Aboriginal tribal culture, home to the indigenous Puyuma people for centuries. Now in this area you can relax and enjoy the hot springs, which you can bathe in the thermal waters, and you can also enjoy a local cultural performance of the traditional music and dance of the area. When in Taiwan, you must visit the incredible Taroko National Park, one of the 7 wonders of Asia and home to the only marble gorge in the world. The Gorge Gateway was built in 1960 when the Central Cross Inland Highway was opened. This is the most photographed shrine, and also here the Swallow Grotto, as you enter Taroko National Park. It is picturesque in every way, and here at the entry point you can stop and admire from the bridge below the eternal spring shrine that stands majestically on the cliffside overlooking the Liwu River. And about 300 meters away from the main road, this shrine is dedicated to the workers who lost their lives building the highway. It has a constant flow of natural spring water that pours out onto the rocks and river, and you can view the mountains and waterfall, and it is one of the main memorials for the veterans. Taroko National Park features high mountains and many of its peaks towering over 3,000 metres, sheer gorges, waterfalls and lush vegetation. The park was named after the Taroko Gorge, the landmark gorge of the park carved by the Liwu River. Almost all the biogeographical zones in Taiwan are represented here, providing a sanctuary for half of the island's plant and animal species. Formed by the Liwu River, the Taroko Gorge is 18 kilometres of marble-walled canyon with spectacular views and hiking trails. Now, to get the best vantage points, you can walk around the trails and see the truly breathtaking and pristine area. And temperatures are much cooler in this region as well. It is truly a highlight, and if you do want to see the very best of nature in Taiwan, then Taroko Gorge I would highly recommend. Thank you for attending today's Around the World Armchair Adventures. From Wendy and all the team, we hope that this has inspired you. And whilst we may not be able to travel today, next week, or even next month, when the time is right, we will be here. In the meantime, please join us again next week for the next Armchair Adventures, where we hope you enjoy the incredible places that are waiting to be discovered and explored with Wendy Wu Tours. Have a great day and see you next time.